Hey folks, Sleep Everybody once again. Welcome back to another superhero review. Hope you enjoyed my review of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen starring the late Sean Connery. And as y'all know, I've been on the 2000s era of superhero reviews. Like superhero movies that have come out from 2000 to 2009. And now we are on the year 2004. And a lot of these 2004 superhero movies, some are really good. Some of them are great. Some of them really crappy, shitty films. We'll get to those in a bit, but I do like this movie, and this movie came out. This movie came out in April, so this is the first superhero movie of 2004 when you think about it. And again, guys, the one with the mass profile picture, that is my new channel. Yeah, so definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel. This video you're watching now, subscribe to this one, not the other one. But you can still watch, like reviews on that one, especially for superhero reviews I've done. Yeah, just don't subscribe to that channel. But I'm not going to show it again. You know, that's why I share this video on Instagram and Facebook and all that. So you can click the link and subscribe yourself. So, you know, remember, leave a McNally 983. Yeah, I think that one was 6701. Double check that one. That's got the Batman profile picture on it. It's not to confuse you. But anyway, like I said, we're in the 2004 superhero movies now. And with the first one, this came out in April of 2004. This turned 20 this year. And I didn't grow up watching this movie, but I did enjoy it. It stars Ron Perlman, and it is actually, from Dark Horse Comics, just like The Mask, which I believe is too. And that is it's a double feature with Ghost Rider, but that is Hellboy, starring Ron Perlman. Yeah, yeah. And this was from the guy Guillermo del Toro. I can't say his name right, but he also directed Blade 2. I prefer Blade 2 over this. Ron Perlman was also in Blade 2. Yeah, he played one of the villains in that movie. The one that didn't like, which is like, ooh, he's meeting me. Ooh, so excited. You know, and then, we're, what this times, pimp slaps him a couple times. Yeah, that's Ron Perlman. And then here he's Hellboy. He's the hero, though, in this film. And this is based from the Russell comic kit. Hellboy is a character created by Mike McLaughlin. I can't say his name right. I'll put it in the description down below. But Hellboy is super created by Mike McLaughlin in Variant Comics. Here's a picture of Hellboy from the comics. I always thought he was a cool character. His first appearance was Dim Press, first Hellboy prototype appearance, cover only. Hellboy has superhuman strength, endurance, stamina. He's got strong healing, immunity to fire and lightning, right hand of doom, because he's got that big gauntlet on his hand. Yeah, yeah. And if you look at his hand right here, Hellboy's hand right there, you see that? That's what he's got. Hellboy was sold from Hellter as a baby to Nazis. Spawning his history for the Third Reich, he appeared in the ruins of an old church from a team assembled by the elite forces from a professor named Paterna, which is from the BPRD, that stands for Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense Design. Hellboy would be large, muscular, red skinned, monkey-like man with the tail horns which he flies off, leaving behind circular stumps in his forehead that resembles powers. Glowing, glowing, glowing hopes and an oversized right hand made of stone, the right hand of doom. He's been described as smelling of dry roasted peanuts. Although Big Gruff, he shows none of the thought to be classic demons and has an ironic sense of humor. This is said because of suffering under the professor, who raised him as a normal boy. Hellboy works for the BB, BBRD, an international government agency for himself against the dark forces, including Nazis and witches and monsters who want to take over the world or take over one world domination or take over the world, and Hellboy has to step in and stop them. Already described his abilities. Yeah, and they play upon that here with Hellboy's origins a little bit. And yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Not going to read this whole thing, but if you want to read more about Hellboy, just look it up on Wikipedia, or if you have a comic book. I've never read any Hellboy comics. I will say right now, I never grew up watching this movie. I even saw Ghost Rider first. You know, I would say this is definitely better than Ghost Rider. Hellboy, this film was not a masterpiece in my opinion. It wasn't a great movie, but I did like it. I did enjoy this film. It was good. I thought it was good. I don't think it's one of the best superhero movies ever made, but it was good. It has flaws. I do have my issues with it, but it is a good movie for what it was. I did have a sequel, Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. That's probably I probably like the sequel more than this one, but that's just me. Um, I haven't seen the one from 2019. I heard that was terrible. And I know we're getting a new Hellboy movie this year. And I think there was two animated ones where Ron Perlman voiced the character. But yeah, but for the production of the movie, let's get into it, shall we? Del Toro and Hellboy creator Mike Mullen envisioned the film as a gray horse in the film. The film was shopped and rejected by various studios for years due to studios disliking the title, script, and the fact that Perlman was cast as Hellboy. Harrison was invited by Del Toro to teach the film's animators what made his effects details unique, but declined, feeling that modern films were too violent. For the writing film, the film is loosely based on the comic Hellboy: Seed of Destruction. While writing the script, Del Toro researched occult Nazi philosophies and used them as a reference for the film's opening scene. In an early version of the script, the Ghost Portal was described being made out of rails that formed into pentagrams, hexagrams, and inverted stars to illustrate the film's magic elements. Del Toro chose to alter the origin from the comic to give main characters international origins. Labyrinth became mounts for the film to represent Hellboy's conflict of choosing the right path. Excuse me, this was reflected in the film's opening titles. Del Toro put that Labyrinth represented the film's themes regarding choices and taking different turns and choosing different destinies. Del Toro stated, "The Labyrinth is said not in a place to be lost, but a place to find yourself." Del Toro chose to context the do logo by rooting the film's version in Catholic mythology by adding Archangel and Broom's office. Del Toro wrote Hellboy's dialogue, Perlman in mind for the role prior to casting. Del Toro noted that he tried to eliminate Jack Kirby and the action style of the film's action scenes. Hellboy's gun was given the name Samaritan for the film to illustrate the take no magic. Del Toro approached the love story with a Rush Beauty and the Beast approach, stating, I wanted the beauty to turn into a beast and then to fully assume her moral gifts, and when she accepts herself where she is a monster, then she can love the monster, Hellboy. The idea of Hellboy spying on Liz and Myers was really written for a separate script titled Meat Market, a love story. While Broom's death happened early in the comics, Del Toro wished to delay it and have audiences become attached to the character and make it painful to lose that character. Pre-production. Aside from working with Perlman her before, Del Toro chose him for the title role because he felt Perlman could deliver subtitle and not just with makeup. Vin Diesel was linked to the role with makeup. Vin Diesel was linked to it. Universal Pictures, and Jeremy Renner was offered the title role but turned it down due to having no attachment to social material. But Jeremy Renner, as y'all know, he did go to be on the MCU, the Marvel films, the MCU franchise, Marvel Cinematic Universe, as Hawkeye, and so he did go and do superhero movies though. The Avengers, yeah. Del Toro assigned his real life friend Sergey to play the train driver who helps Hellboy. David Hyde was hired to provide the voice for Abe due to Price being a bigger name and having more recognizable sound. Critical refused to take credit, presumed press tours attended the premiere out of respect for Doug Jones. The film was shot 6 days a week for 130 days, Mondays through Saturdays, with a second unit in 2003. Sundays were reserved for editing. Del Toro noticed that the film could have permitted filming in 1998. However, the film had difficulty finding a medium. Due to the stamina Hollywood associated superhero and comic book films with at the time, the action scenes were staged. The Harrison films with little to no camera involvement using wide shots. Some shot sequences were filmed in real cinematography and prey, but I'm sure the actors, especially Ron Perlman and the actor who played Abe, Doug Jones. They probably had a good. I bet you they had to sit in good hours of makeup there. Sometimes actors have to, I think, wake up early in the morning and do like 6 hours or 7 hours of makeup. I can imagine that Hellboy makeup, the Hellboy makeup though for the movie, for 2004 still holds up. I mean, as Doug Jones, even, Ron Perlman as Hellboy, you can look up all that makeup. I mean, can you imagine how long they had to sit in the makeup chair? Yeah. But for the soundtrack, the film has about 20 tracks. Hellboy has one premiere at the Main Village Theater in Westwood, Los Angeles on March 30th, 2004, and over the worldwide released on April 2nd of 2004. Hellboy was released on DVD and a 2-day special edition DVD on July 27, 2004. They had commercials for it and stuff back then. Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 5 stars and praised Ron Perlman's performance, which I agree with him. Ron Perlman did give a great performance, so I agree with that. And in Ron Perlman, he's fun and active. He was not just playing the superhero, but enjoying it. He jumps his cigar, switches his tail, and battles his demons with something approaching glee. You see an actor in the process of making the possible character really work. But Ron Perlman did, you know, Hellboy was nominated for Saturn Awards including Best Fantasy Film, Best Special Edition DVD, and Best Makeup, which it won, and it deserved it. Yeah. And the film did was followed by a sequel in 2008 that was Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, where I mentioned those movies. Definitely thinking about reviewing the animated ones too. But for the cast of the movie, you have Ron Perlman as Hellboy. I know he was in the Beauty and the Beast TV series, but I've never seen that. And he was in Blade 2. Enemy at the Gates, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, Sons of Anarchy, some people probably know him from that show. I think he was in a movie called Fleet. Yeah, I remember him in that. Police Academy Mission in Moscow. Flew. Huh. Alien Resurrection, he was in that. And of course, the Hellboy animated movies like Hellboy, Sword and Stones, Scooby-Doo Pirates of Hawaii doing a voice, Scooby-Doo Where's My Mummy doing another voice, Scorpion King 3, Selma Barr as Liz Sherman. She burned her family to death in a traumatic accident. They kind of like call her Firestarter, or she doesn't like that name. But she's the love interest of Hellboy. I don't really have time to sit here and read all of these characters, so sorry. But beautiful actress, though. Can't think of any other movie I've seen her in. Oh, A Guy Thing. I think I remember that movie. And she voiced Liz in Hellboy Silver Storms and Hellboy Blood and Iron. But yeah, she's good. Jeffrey Tamer as Tom Manning. He's been in a few comedies here and there. He was in There's Something About Mary, Mr. Mom, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Oh yeah, he was the mayor in that movie. The mayor of Whoville. Oh, it's in here. It's in here. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey Tamer's a good actress. Invite the Grinch to celebrate Christmas. If you remember that movie. Carl Urban as Grover Rasputin, the main villain of the movie. Yeah, he was in the Born Supremacy. Don't think I remember him in that. And Robert Evans as John Myers. He's like the new kid on the block, the new guy that joined the team. Brian Steele as Samuel. Doug Jones as Abe. Just reading about him a little bit. His abilities are underwater breathing, genius level intelligent as a marksman, and he's got telepathy. He can read your mind, or you know, oh, he was a mystery man. It's Pencilhead, and he was a tank girl. Oh, he was. Oh my gosh, this guy was the thin clown in Batman Returns. I think it was the clown that ran up to Batman with a bomb, and Batman grabbed it and punched him. I think that was the clown. Yeah, maybe I can't remember. Yeah. But well, Doug Jones was in Batman Returns. Wow, okay. So he's in other superhero films like Tank Girl, Mystery Men. He was in Men in Black 2. Of course, this movie he was in Doom. Not really a big fan of that movie, The Benchwarmers. And of course, the Hellboy animated movies as Abe. Oh, and he played the Silver Surfer. So wow. Okay. So did he do super movies, other superhero films? Let's see. I don't know. I don't think so. But John Hurt as Trevor Bloom Rutland, Kevin Trainer as young Berlin. John Hurt's a good actor. I think he was in Indiana. Yeah, May rest in peace. He passed away back in 2017. I think he was in Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He was an alien. Let's see. Oh my god. Come on. Okay, yeah, he was Kane. Okay. Kane from Alien. Yeah. Yeah, the one that gets the face out of his face and the alien bursts out of his chest. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and he was in Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal. And he wasn't. We did a kind of a superhero film, but more of a violent one. More, yeah. That was more of a darker film. That's definitely another with the Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman. Yeah, but that's it for the cast. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro, and also he did the script for the movie, and he also did the story for it and wrote the script. He also created, the B, the BB. He also created the Bureau for Criminal Research and Defense, and he created Abe as well, and I'm sure Liz as well. The characters. The story's by Peter Briggs as well. Yeah, he worked for the English Predator. That was not a good movie. I kind of avoided watching those movies. It was produced by Lawrence Gordon, Mike Richardson, Lloyd Levin, who's also produced movies like 48 Hours, Predator, Die Hard 2, Predator 2, Point Break. Mike Richardson, he's one of the founders for Dark Horse Comics. Lloyd Levin, who also, was an associate producer on Die Hard 2, Predator 2, The Rocketeer, or, or as uncredited, I guess. Cinematography by Guillaume Navarre. He did cinematography for films like Night at the Museum, Star Space Adventure, From Dusk Till Dawn, Spawn. Yeah, it's another film sucks. This film might not be perfect. Hellboy's not perfect, but it's better than Spawn, in my opinion. Yeah. And plus, the makeup looks a lot better on Ron Perlman than Mario White. Holiday White was good in that movie for what he's trying to do, but Spawn was a terrible. Yeah. Music is by Marco Ferlento. He's drummer for like, oh, he did the musical score for Scream, the first Scream from 1996. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, Live Free or Die Hard, Jonah Hex, a terrible movie. The Wolverine, and other superhero films like The Wolverine, Logan, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Okay. I don't mind the Wolverine. I like the Wolverine, yeah. 2013, yeah, I do. And Logan, especially. Yeah. But not Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Don't like that movie. Production companies are Television Studios, Lawrence Gordon Levin Productions, and Dark Horse Entertainment. Distributed by Sony Pictures, releasing under Columbia Pictures, Revelation Studios. Released March 30, 2004 at the Mann Village Theater and worldwide here in the U.S. on April 2nd, 2004. It's 122. It's a 122 minutes long. The budget was $66 million, and at the box office made $99.8 million worldwide. So it did somewhat surpass the budget. I say it did for $60 million budget, making $99.8 million. Yeah, it did. It got positive reviews from critics, and that's why I guess you could say it got other movies and stuff because of the success of it. So yeah, so it still was a successful film at the box office. Just over 2 hours and 2 minutes. This movie isn't doesn't really feel like it. Just 2 hours. It goes by at a good pace, I thought. But for the plot of the movie, the story of Hellboy is that at the end of World War II, the Nazis attempt to open a portal to a paranormal dimension in order to defeat their allies, because they're working for Hitler, but are only able to summon a baby demon who is rescued the horses and dubbed Hellboy. 60 years later, Hellboy serves as an agent in the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, where he is aided by Abe Sabin, a merman, a merman with psychic powers, and Liz Sherman, a woman with psychic protects America against dark forces. She's like a fire star. She's basically her whole body's like fire, and he's like blue fire. Yeah. And basically these threats, what this film wants to do. I really don't remember the villain's name. Excuse me. Sorry. Samuel, if you want to call him that, played by Brian. Oh my God. Rasputin. Okay, the villain Rasputin wants basically, Hellboy to become the real version of himself, like the devil, pretty much. He wants to make Hellboy fulfill his destiny by betraying the apocalypse and taking over the entire Earth. Wants to rule over the entire Earth. So, and he's got all these monsters. So Hellboy, with his team, with the help of John Myers, Abe, and Liz, they have to stop him and defeat him, and from Rasputin taking over the world. Then Hellboy has to find it within himself to, you know, become more of a man than a monster, if you will, and save the day, save the world, basically. But that's the plot in a nutshell for you. Yeah. Before talking about myself, and I went 23 minutes in. I know, guys, it's not the best quality up there. So I'm gonna need to get that mad if I've been saying that times in these videos, but it's due for vision. But I'll get started on my Hellboy itself, give my final thoughts on it. So, Hellboy 2000, here we go. For me, maybe some close for it too. Yeah. So, the film opens up in 1944 with a narration um, by John Hurt. Yeah, John Hurt. It opens up with a narration by him. Telling us about what a man is. How is a man? Is it, you know, is it his origins? Is it how he comes to be? Is it how he lives his life? And it opens up with him it's 1944. This is the time of Hitler, and you have the doctor, John Hurt, who's younger, and they're trying to, you know, you have this guy, I forget another character's name, but he's like a half dead zombie who, wears like iron, wears like a costume, pretty cool costume though with Nazi. but he's got these knives that come out of his arms. Better done than Weapon X, the aka the fake Deadpool from X-Men vs. Wolverine. He's a lot cooler looking, in my opinion. But what the Nazis want to do, they want to build this. They build this portal because Rasputin wants to open it with the aid of his disciples. But the military, along working with John Hurt, they start shooting the young doctor. I can't say his damn name, but anyway, they open up this portal. They shoot. You know that screaming movies they do? Well, they throw one of the guys in the portal, or one guy gets shot to the portal. They shoot on one guy with swords comes and fights him with the men with a sword, and they short rescue him. They put him right in the portal. Excuse me, pretty much destroy him. The only thing that comes out instead of monsters and demons and the apocalypse comes a baby Hellboy. They're like, what is that? They talk about. He talks about one of the officers about, but that there's a real hell. A hell there is. At least I believe there is. Anyway, they see the young Hellboy, the baby Hellboy, and he, gets this child this candy, feeds him candy, and gives him a blanket. He's like, it's a boy. And they take a picture with Hellboy, and basically John Hurt raises him as his own son. Hellboy is raised by humans. Even though he could be brought up as a monster, he's raised by humans. He grows up before on Pearl Man. It's like 60 years later. You have, we have the nice opening of the titles and stuff, and people have seen Hellboy. Hellboy just can, at least, his ability to jump, stamina. He can jump on buildings and stuff. Some people see him, have sightings of him, but the government keeps he works for the Bureau of Research and Criminal Research, Paranormal Research and Research, but the government keeps him a secret. Jeffrey Tambor, tells him, I don't know what Hellboy is. It's not a tale that exists. They have to hide his existence so that people don't know. Because people, they don't want to accept Hellboy. When you look at Hellboy, you would not accept him. Probably see him as a monster. And you wouldn't accept him. And people don't. Trevor. Okay. But Trevor gets older. Eventually, the 60-year old gotten older. So he wants to hire a caretaker. That is FBI agent John Myers, who's at first is nervous here. He's like, doesn't know what's going on. They kind of hide at a certain place. And he goes and he meets Abe. And Abe can read his mind, knows who he is right away, and all that. Knows these things about him. And he tells him that he needs him there and that, just meet the whole team captain, tells him all like John. And he meets Hellboy and he's like, don't look at Hellboy. He's like, what are you looking at? Hellboy says Hellboy can be a bit of a smartass too and has a sense of humor, eats a lot of food, has like kittens, cats. He loves cats. You see him smoke a cigar and all these TV he watches. Basically, it's his place. He has to stay there. He can't really stay on the real world. And of course, is Abe, who kind of looks like a fish, a hybrid almost, who, when he does a hand like that, he can read your mind or get his telepathic powers take over him. Well, anyway, Hellboy, they have to go on a mission to fight this monster. And he's like, does Hellboy ever go alone? Yeah, Hellboy goes alone. Hellboy goes to face the monster. Hellboy's like, why don't you come quietly and let's not fight? You know, seeing that this monster kills some of the men. So, and the monster, with that badass gun he's got, he shoots the monster, kills it. He's like, wait a minute, it's not fully dead. You still have to kill it. And he's like, well, tell me how to kill it. Then tell me how I need to kill it. And Hellboy fights with the monster for a little bit. They go on the subway. The monster jumps on the train. Hellboy does too. Try to on the train, but the train driver, hits Hellboy with a fire extinguisher, like, Hellboy's like, oh, I understand. Yeah, right. And Hellboy gets his head knocked in, doesn't die, then gets run rushed in, but he survives. But his horns, his little red horns get hurt. He's like, ow. He's like, now you're starting to piss me off. They go out on the street. I forgot to mention he runs into Rasputin, who sees him and is like, you're going to help me. But Rasputin and his Gordon and Rasputin, that's what this they get a scientist to help them. The knife guy kills the scientist, stabs him, and with blood, they're able to get Rasputin back to life. And he sees Hellboy telling him, you're gonna, I know you're ruining, I know you're really, and Hellboy's about to shoot him, but he walks away. Hellboy has more effect for the monster. As he goes, he jumps into where people are at. John Myers tries to help out, and he's like, what are you doing? I need your help. I do this on my own. And Myers then runs out of the traffic, gets hit by a car, and Hellboy just tells him to stop with the right hand of doom. So he punches the car, and he's like, thank you. He's like, you're welcome. And he runs off, defeats the monster. But I figure out these apes have eggs that will create more of them. And after Hellboy defeats the monster, kills the monster in the subway, he decides to go visit Liz. Liz Sherman is the woman who is got, as you see, Firestar Moses, she has this power that she can't control. So she changes up the psych word. Some, you know, he steals these beers with his tail. Steal these beers from this guy. Goes to and someone was like, "It's Santa Claus up there." It's like, "No, Santa don't come from him." Then Liz notices it, sees him out there, and they have a talk. You know, and the bureau shows up and takes the Hellboy back to his home. Uh, Abe, is able to Hellboy. Ugh, can't really speak, but Hellboy. Yeah, after having to talk with Liz about coming back, John Myers begins to notice this, and he had like a stares at Liz. Maybe somewhat likes her too, somewhat. I mean, she's an attractive one, lie. But you find out about Liz's past that when she was a girl, I said about her parents being killed. They don't touch upon that, but you do see her when she was a little girl. That these guys are picking on her. These kids were throwing rocks at her, and she loses it. And that's how she gets to the bureau. And she has a dream about the Rasputin's about put this dream in her mind, and she blows up the place nearly. Yeah, and they lock her up in a special place. And Hellboy talks about how much he misses her, but like never back there. So John Myers works on that, tries to see if he can get her back to come there. You know, but Abe is able to figure out that the guy with the knife that they came and they created these monsters and these eggs, and that there'll be more of them. And John, Trevor's just, oh, like a heart attack. But he said that he's got cancer or something. He's sick and he's dying, but he doesn't want Hellboy to know because to him, Hellboy is his father, and I mean he's Hellboy's father. He said it differently, but he did raise Hellboy. Doesn't want him to worry. Sorry, I go over my reviews. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but Liz put herself there because of her abilities and able to control it. But they conclude that the eggs are in the sewer. They're able to find it out. Hellboy, a couple agents, you know, with his other caretaker, well, older care, take care when John Ramos. Well, the old one goes in with him. Hellboy has to fight one of the monsters. But meanwhile, Furman, the night guy with the knife, starts killing more men. He stabs. some of them, and two men get eaten by the monsters. Yeah, but Hellboy has a fight, which I thought was pretty entertaining. His fight with the monster. They go into the subway and punches Hellboy. So Hellboy gets like blood in his eye right here, in his mouth. He's punching the creature, and he tries to save these kittens. He's like, "My kittens!" And Hellboy goes like this. He tries to tell him this no trouble first date, which is right. Very Hellboy too, but Hellboy's able to get him down to the subway, and the monster gets ran over by a train and killed. And he's like, "Here's your kittens, ma'am. Be nice." And Hellboy goes back, and Cronin, shuts himself down, pretending to be dead. Yeah, you see what he fully looks like. He's like I said, like a dead walking zombie. Tom Manning, Jerry Chambers mad, tells Hellboy his man died because you they trusted you and you won't you know what, didn't they? You're just a freak. And he started to piss was like, "Oh really? Hey man." Hellboy's like, "Pick up this machine and throw it at him." By the way, Liz shows up because John Myers is going to get her, so she says to come back to the grove just for a weekend. But Hellboy throws it out the window, breaks a clap, breaks a mirror, and Manny's freaked out. Jerry Thomas is like, "You don't even like him, huh?" And pisses him off. He's like, Liz, Pop, Meyer, really? Yeah. Myers ends up taking Liz out over coffee, and it's all Hellboy get becomes just Hellboy's just falling on them, which I thought was funny. Sees this little boy, this little boy's like, "You're Hellboy." Yeah, and he gives him Hellboy some cookies, and they talking. Hellboy had jealousy, picks up this little rock, he throws at John Myers, and I'm like, "Who did that?" Liz thinks that, maybe he's going crazy. I thought that was funny. But meanwhile, Cronin reawakens himself, puts his suit back on, and Trevor, John Hurt is going to find out what Chris Bean is really up to create hell on Earth to get Hellboy to, reveal where Chris Bean shows up in Cronin, and he tells him that he's revealing his plan to him, telling him that he's going to get Hellboy to full true destiny, you know, kind of make Hellboy the devil himself to ruin the world and to create hell on Earth, you know, with the horns he has on his head are gonna grow bigger, kind of like the devil, and he's gonna, well, I don't know if the devil is that, but anyway, to make him rule the world, you know, take over more basically from, you know, I don't really get it that much, but but okay, Rasputin tells him the plan. He respects him for raising hell, but directs a quick execution for Cronin. By Cronin just points to him, stabs him in the back of the neck, and kills him. And this death Hellboy wins because they see what's happening. They, rushing his body, and well, guards and stuff are there. Hellboy crying over his body. You feel this pain. And Hellboy, can't really show up at the funeral, but he's on top of the roof and it's raining, and he's got the Christian, the Bible mark, you know, which you call a rosary, kind of like the symbol of Christ, you know. But Tom Maney takes over the BRD, and they locate where he's at this old cemetery outside Moscow. But Hellboy doesn't want to go first. He kind of is mad, but doesn't talk for like 3 days or whatever. And Abe tells her, let's go help her. You know, I forgot to mention Abe is in the water trying to get more from with more of the eggs out, but one of the monsters attack him. But you don't get much action with Abe. I think in the sequel they give him more dude. You know, Anyway, so anyway, they go to this mausoleum museum in Moscow, the cemetery in Moscow, Russia. Hellboy wakes up this dead guy, and he's like, "You don't tell me where this place is at." And like, in certain language, would be like, "If I like to kick your ass," If they open up, they go into this place, they get separated. They get separated. Hellboy goes, man, he's like, the best is go this way. And he's like, I'm ordering you, I'm in charge here, not you, you know. And as the one of the agents holding the dead guy, this big rock comes over, this big swing hammer comes and knocks this guy dead, dies, and like, what the dead guy, he has on dead, he's like, I'm better off dead, in his language. But him and Hellboy is able to throw him in, the door for closes, and Hellboy gets killed himself, but never punched into the door. You know, Hellboy uses his right hand. Demon, I forgot how much he, breaks a brick by doing that brick wall, just punching it. And man, thanks him for it. He's like, no problem. And they go quietly to Cronin with the knives, and he sees Hellboy. And Hellboy's not fighting. He's like, well, you killed my father. Your ass is mine. You know, he was supposed to stab Hellboy, but Hellboy's able to get only all still is Hellboy in this, on the floor, which is open ground on the floor, and it's got knives all over, like, to kill Hellboy. But Hellboy's like, have a good one. And Hellboy throws Cronin in there like a badass and throws swilling him, killing him for good. And he's about to have a smoke, and he's like, man, it's like, that's not how you do a cigarette. And he lights up the cigarette the right way for him. Here's a match. He's like, and I was like, thank you. And he's like, you're welcome. And thank you. Yeah. Or the two might start getting along. The creatures overrun, the creatures attack one of the creatures, Blizzard Mars, they end up going to with the extra accolades to Mount More. Hellboy fights these monsters, they're gonna kill him. So Liz says that she needs her power, so in order to use all her power, she tells Mars, she's like, what? No, just hit me. And he slaps her real hard. He's like, they want to do that. But her power comes to light, her power star power comes up, and she kills all these monsters. But they passed out, and Rasputin's got them captured. As he's going to use her as a sacrifice, and he's got Hellboy locked up, trying to, this chain. He's like, don't hurt her. And Rasputin's like, no, I won't do this. And, the woman, like, punches him. And he's able to get her soul. He sucks his soul out of her body and tells Hellboy to release the jar in return for her soul. Hellboy awakens his true power and says, a mongrel will not, causing horse to regrow and a fire ground appear between them. You know, Getting him to release Hell on Earth. Hellboy's about to do it. There's these two holes that he's going to open. One starts the apocalypse. It'll start with, his destiny by doing this. And Rasputin almost gets him to do it, but virus breaks out and knocks out the woman, knocks her out, breaks up chains and like, remember who he shows me the rosemary, the, the, the cross, the cross necklace, and throws it to Hellboy. Like, remember who you are? It's like, Hellboy remembers who he is, and, you know, breaks up the horns, and stabs Rasputin. Rasputin has a monster come out of him, and him and his lady, they get killed by the monster. Hellboy knowing that monster really has to kill him, so, it's like, you're a good kid. Thanks for the help, Myers. And Mara gives him these grenades. The monster attacks him. Hellboy grabs his sword, starts stabbing at the tentacles, and nearly puts, the monster puts Hellboy's mouth. But Hellboy is able to use the swords, not the swords, the grenades, and kills the beast. Well, I guess this creature wasn't Rasputin, but he destroys Rasputin for good. You know, he makes Liz laugh by saying, come for his face, and loving you, letting her know that he loves her, and she wakes up, gets her soul back, she gets revived. Hellboy replies, said, "Hey, you on the other side, let her go, because for her, I'll cross over, and then you'll be sorry." And then she smiles. She lights up on fire, and literally, and her and Hellboy kiss, share a sweet romantic kiss at the end. John Myers narrates, "What makes a man is his origins, his past, how he grows. No, what makes a man is his choices." And you have Hellboy and Liz sharing a kiss at the end, and it's the ending of Hellboy. I'm sorry if I didn't get everything correct. Like this is my second time watching this movie. Now I did not grow up watching this film. Repeat, I didn't grow up watching this movie. So sorry if I made some of you mad. If y'all say you got this wrong, whatever, I'm sorry. Just did the best I can. Like I said, I didn't grow up watching this film. There might be some quotes from it, especially some of the dialogue. That's the best dialogue in the film is by Ron Perlman, who definitely still the show. Here's some lines that Hellboy says. "I wish I could do something about this, but I can't. But I can promise you two things. One, I'll always look this good. Two, I'll never give up you ever." I like that. Good. "How long did he touch you?" "I don't know. About 5 seconds." "Just by you 5 seconds with 3 days. Didn't even buy me a drink." Second date? No time. "Hey Myers, we were talking. What was a good word? A solver for a need." "Well, need is a good solver." "Nah, too needy." "In the dark, I hear your voice. What did you say?" I said, "Oh, I read that dialogue. Sorry." "Hey, remember why I did this again? Right now, the safety of mankind. Ah, how are you doing back there? If I still had legs, I'd kick your ass. Because you told this guy for a while he's so negative." "Just go down there and tell her how you feel." "My mom always says, it's not. It's not that easy. Plus, you're 9. You're not old enough to give me advice," when he's talking to the kid. Ah, crap. Her fireproof. Yeah, however, it is fireproof. That's one of the character's abilities. But again, let me give my final opinion on Hellboy. Like I said, Blade 2, I think, is a better movie. I do think this film should be rated R. It is PG-13, you can tell. Maybe have people getting killed and stuff, but I wish for a more bloody way. Maybe they just wanted to tone that down a little bit because films of the time, some superhero movies, did do well at the box office. Maybe not make a whole lot, not all of them, but some of them did make money. Maybe that's why. Maybe they said just make it PG-13. Maybe go with the terms give it a PG-13 rating. I don't know about all that, folks. But let me give my final thoughts on Hellboy 2004 from Ron Perlman. I love this movie. It's good. Well, I already love this movie. I do enjoy it. It's not the best film ever made, but here's what I like about it. I do like the story. I thought the story was pretty good when it's there about how Hellboy came to be, him having to save the world, and I think it's cool that he fights monsters in Hellboy. Ron Perlman, I can't say enough. He gives a great performance. He steals the show. Hmm. Oh yeah, he gave a fantastic performance. He was funny. He had a sense of humor. But you may see Hellboy as a monster, but he's more of a man, if you ask me, because he's a man that makes good choices, that wants to save people, save the world, and do the right thing. And he's the good guy. He's just a good guy with an attitude and smokes a cigar and will shoot your ass if he has to, and doesn't hold back on you know saying things or running his mouth. But Ron Perlman does perfect at that with the makeup on, the makeup for Hellboy. 20 years later, and the makeup on Abe is good too, and the special effects for her powers. I thought the CGI, the way the monsters looked, not all of it was great, but some of the CGI was really good. For 2004, 20 years later, it still holds up. But the film had a good story. Bruno Eternal gave the film a good story. I like how Hellboy can be the rise of the apocalypse. You know, thought the story was good. I thought the cinematography of the film does look nice. It does feel a little dark and gritty. For being dark and promising, expected to be. but it's totally different than the mask. Hmm. Yeah. And the editing I thought was good. The action scenes I thought were really good. Maybe some shots were a little choppy, but it was still good. The music score was there. It's good. It's from a music I've kind of heard before, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking. Well, maybe, but and for 2 hours and 2 minutes, it really goes by at a good pace. It's got a good story. It's very entertaining. Abe is a good character. I like Liz. The actress played her. She was great. I thought, and I thought her and Hellboy, Liz and Hellboy had good chemistry, and I bought their gift, and they make a good couple. So, you know, anything else I can say about it that, you know, that I like. Cast was good. The actors were good for what they had to do. Good plot, good story. Story was fine. The Hellboy scene, the action scenes were really good. Special effects, CGI looks good for the monsters. You can tell they put a lot of work into this, movie. Oh, yeah. And it's a very entertaining film. Now let me get to my problems. Well, first of all, I do wish they gave Abe more screen time. He's a cool character, I think, and they don't really give him much to do. Yeah, he's there telling nieces tell him about the plot story, but he doesn't really do much in this movie. He just go in the water, have a little tussle with the monster, but gets out of the water. He doesn't go with them at the end. He's not in the climax. I remember him being there. Uh, but yeah, Abe, I wish they gave Abe more to do. And John Myers, the character was okay. I wasn't really big on the John Myers character. He's okay, but just the character. I guess it feels like John Myers' character is here just to tell us to give us a plot of the movie, to keep the story going. The follow plot is in his eyes. What we see is what John Myers sees. We see Hellboy, his role in A, and the Bureau of Criminal Research and what they do and what Hellboy does. It feels like we're seeing this through his eyes. Well, not his eyes, but you know, the following the plot of the story. I thought his character was just there for that. And the woman who plays Liz, she does a great job. Samantha Blair, she did really. Samantha Blair. I can't say her name, but she was a very beautiful woman, really good actress. I thought, like I said, her and her wife had chemistry. Oh, I said that. I'm sorry, but yeah, John Myers and the villains. I love the villains were the weaker part of the movie. They're Rasputin, I thought was a weak villain, very forgettable. And the woman, I don't remember her names. Just very forgettable villains, in my opinion. They want to do world domination. They want to take over. They want the apocalypse to happen. I didn't find that all very interesting. I didn't find Rasputin much of a threat to Hellboy. Oh, he can turn into a monster. Yippee, okay. Yeah. He turns into a giant squid at the end of the movie, whatever. But he was a weak villain. But I think the best villain in the movie was Kronos. I think that's his name, Kronos. I don't remember his character's name. Well, I can't find it, but the guy with the knives. Yeah, that had the knives. You know, did this, had the knife comes out of his hands, his arms out. And that was cool. He was a cool character, and he definitely got his ass whooped. He definitely, you wanted to see. You did feel sad for Hellboy when John Hurt dies, when his father dies, and yeah, he kills the guy with the knife. But the knife guy was the best villain in the movie. You know, I'd rather him have a fight toward the end climax of the movie. That'd been more better, but it was alright. Yeah. And some of the CGI, some of it has not aged well, especially with the big giant squid. And some shots don't age well when it's CGI shots a little bit. Some of it is good. The way the monsters look for CGI, some of it does look pretty cool a little bit to me, but some of it is CGI. A lot of it, most of it is. But it is, some of it's dated a little bit. Just a little bit. And John Marsh's character, you didn't need this character in here, and Abe should have had more screen time. And you need a better film, I think. Yeah. And more of an interesting plot, more of an interesting story. Yeah, what the villains want to do. Yeah, maybe the story could have been a little better with that. Yeah, but the villains I thought were the wicked part, except the guys with the knife. So anyway, don't repeat myself, guys. All right, 55 minutes in. Okay, I think I'm done with my review for Hellboy 2004 Star One Promo. So guys, my rating for the film, I'm gonna give Hellboy a thumbs up. Despite my issues with it, it's still an enjoyable film. Thanks to Ron Perlman especially, who still the show, and he's gives a great performance, one of his best performances ever. I mean, to me, he is Hellboy. You know, the best actor to play him, in my opinion. I mean, when you think of Hellboy, you think of him like Christopher Reeve as Superman, Michael Keaton as Batman, Ron Perlman as Hellboy, to me at least. So, guys, I give it thumbs up for Hellboy. And my rating for this film, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars. Not a great movie, not one of the best superhero movies ever made, but it's a good movie and it's entertaining to watch it. It's 2 hours 10 minutes, but if you want some good monster fighting, good entertainment, a good performance by Ron Perlman, you'll get that. You know, just don't expect the best story in the world or best plot in the world. You know, yeah. But don't expect great villains either, except the Knife Guy. But despite that, it's still a good movie. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a good movie. So my rating for Hellboy once again is 4 out of 5 stars and a thumbs up. Hope you all guys that watch this review. If I did spoil it for you, I'm sorry. I will put spoilers in the description below. I always do that in my reviews. So, because I always do spoil the movie. So, again, 4 to 5 stars. My rating for this one once again is 4 to 5 stars. Sorry, this is better. And a thumbs up for Hellboy. So, guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of Hellboy in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think of the movie as a whole, in your personal opinion? Share in the comments down below, guys. And stay tuned next, because the next 2004 movie that also came out in April of 2004, after Hellboy, that is starring Thomas Jane and John Travolta, and that is The Punisher. Yep, The Punisher, starring Thomas Jane is next. So see you guys and thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bye.